hide and go seek. It's the coach. We're set to go. This is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, running back Carlos Hyde, fresh off a strong performance a week ago, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the San Francisco 49ers. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, it's been a great start to the season. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. To return, it's Cam Sutton. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by Big Ben, their veteran quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
last week's game.
Good. Four touchdowns, one pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
I'm going to give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio's pretty good. He'll try and eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
First carry for Carlos Hyde across the 30 to the 31-yard line. The numbers on the ground for Hyde last week. 14 carries, 90 yards.
They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners. Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up. And let's take a look at the Steeler offense.
Out wide was the youngest player in the NFL in 2017, Juju Smith-Schuster. And he also had the longest reception in the league last season at 97 yards. Actually well-schooled in route running and able to run from both outside and moving inside to the slot position in order to make big plays.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. He dumps it to Hyde. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be second down. A look now at the defensive starting lineup for the 49ers. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, it'd easily move into the top 5.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings.
False start, offense.
So that'll back them up 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. And here is motion again. And that's going to be 2 in a row.
False start, offense.
David DeCastro, the former first-round pick out of Stanford, gets the flag. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to lead to a third down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, but he's got it.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. And he finds McDonald. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 39 that time. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. First carry for James Conner. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Back to the ground. This time it's Hyde. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Jonathan Hankins in on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on third down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. So another third down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Roethlisberger will hand to Conner. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run?
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Washington, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing.
And oh, it's blocked. This is going the other way. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, there's a blocked extra point. I remember playing, and we had one of those go against us. I remember our kicker and our holder told the head coach, just relax, coach. Why are you yelling? Don't worry about it. It's just 1 point. Oh, my. Those coaches see a point is gold to them because you never know how it's going to turn out later.
Exactly. That's why I was just going to say first quarter. We'll see if this has any implications as the game goes on.
I still can't believe they told the head coach to relax. Whoa.
Bad move. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by their quarterback standing at 6'2" from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
And I'll bet right now there's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. We were just talking about him pregame, 3 tackles for a loss. Last week you thought he looked so explosive on film. Starting off good there, another one in the first quarter.
He's every bit of what you described, and I don't want to make it too simplistic, but right now for him, it's see ball, get ball, and that's what he's doing really, really well, and he's doing it in the offense's backfield.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
By 20!
This is Howard on 2nd down. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
By 20!
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. He's going to fire one deep. He's got him in. Complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know they're going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Play fake here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bud Dupree not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. And this is caught at the 8. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A gain of 32 that time. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. On 1st and goal, Howard. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Jordan Howard, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Niners, if they can convert the extra point, they'll grab the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Gould able to tack on the extra point. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Gould now out to kick it away. On the return, it's Washington. And up past the 35, a very good return, but a penalty down. That may negate all the good work.
Holding, receiving team.
So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play. Roethlisberger to Brown. 72 yards.
Antonio Brown, AB, with just one hand to complete that catch. Is there anything he can't do?
He has just continued to impress year after year, hasn't he?
He has never forgotten that he wasn't considered an elite receiver coming out of college. I think every snap he takes it upon himself to prove that he should have been.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. They come out here in the eye. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers put up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Out to the flat for Hyde. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. Well, you throw it this close to the goal line, usually you're thinking touchdown. Here they actually complete it but lose yardage.
When you're this close to the goal line, you have to anticipate that maybe you're going to see a defense that you can make a case that there's 11 in the box. There's just no room. So I'm with you. You've got to find a way to push things downfield a little bit. Any type of space is better than what we just saw there. And that end result, not one that's satisfactory to them.
So third and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. Now Roethlisberger. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Ben Roethlisberger. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Yet again, Pierre Garçon and company gearing up to take the field. The early returns for him, very good to start this season. Interesting to see if he can keep up that torrid pace.
Yeah, when you talk about averaging 100 yards a game as a receiver, extrapolate that over 16 games, and you're having a monster season. So, yeah, you love what he's doing early, but I think it's got to go back to the offseason, doesn't it? It's got to go back to the roots, spending time with the guy who's going to throw the ball to him, spending time watching tape, spending time reading defenses, and, of course, getting himself ready to play.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. A give to Howard. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Now a look at the defensive starters here for the Steelers. They were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. On 1st down, they run with Howard. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. So we played 1 quarter here on a Monday night. It's a close game here early on. We're back to Santa Clara after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
2nd quarter now. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out. Garoppolo. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Hard throw, incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. And Gold is able to put it through. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 and 13 to 10. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Now it's Gold after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
They'll run it. Here's Hyde. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here's Brad Wing now to punt it away on 4th down. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. And this ball is going to be touched down just shy of midfield. And here comes a big tight end as he gets set for this next drive. And we peek at some of his work from this game where he's nearing 100 yards.
And haven't we gotten pretty close in this game nowadays in the NFL to almost taking labels off of the tight end position? These guys now can be the #1 option in an offense, and that never used to be the case. So now how do you even match up with them? Cornerback, safety, linebacker, all three will have deficiencies against the best tight ends in the game.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Play action. Now Garoppolo. They shakes him off. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Ryan Shazier coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That goes for a gain of 31. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
First down, a run with Hyde. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
False start, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It'll be a gain of 11, and that'll make it 3rd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he gets this one down to the 24. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. So following the run by Hyde, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They'll give to Hyde, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Now a field goal forthcoming for the Steelers. From the left hash, this from 46. And his kick is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's Dante Pettis on the return. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Jordan Howard and the rest of the offense heading back out there. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers. But
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Stephon Tuitt in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. On the handoff, this is Howard. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
Holding offense.
So they say we'll let that completed pass stand, and we'll bring up 3rd down instead as they decline it.
So they're comfortable with the yardage. The big thing to them is what you pointed out, getting it to 3rd down and making a play there.
Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger marches onto the field. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, both teams practice this situation, and this time the guys on offense won, and in a very nice way. What a run from that position on their own goal line.
Gave them some good breathing room.
I wonder now, do you still stack the line of scrimmage, or do you play normal defense? They may have backed them off with that run.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Brad Wing now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
They'll begin the drive with Howard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The linebacker, Ryan Shazier, there to make the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now Howard. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. The Niners on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's the first catch of the game for Goodwin. It's a 1st down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Garoppolo on 1st down. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. My good friend Charles and I right back at you after this. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our 1st half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st down, Garoppolo eluding the pressure right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception. On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. That's caught by Howard. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Here we go.
They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. There's Garoppolo to throw. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. That's to his running back, complete. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We've already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Roethlisberger now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Brown. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. For Brown, that's his 5th catch. So 5 catches over 50 yards. You might as well set your watch to that. He does it every game.
Think about 2013. The only player in NFL history to have at least 5 catches and at least 50 yards in every single game in an NFL season. So that's not just talent. That's durability. That's dependability. That's a guy who really wants to play each and every week.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. And welcome back. The offensive unit, they took the timeout. And now they get set to line up as we resume action. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Again, it's Roethlisberger. Man open left side is Brown. Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first. Charles, you think Big Ben is happy to have Antonio Brown on the other side of his passes?
You know he is, but he also expects it. This is how their offense runs best. When those two get together, especially early, and continue to do it throughout the game, the end result is the one that we're seeing right now. They're ahead on the board.
It has been early and often. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it online, but it comes up about a rotation short. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was a crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Pass interference. Defense.
So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
And Gould is able to put it through. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at...
And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. This is taking you to 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On first, they go right back to Howard. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Running with Howard. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
They run with Howard. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Jordan Howard with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the 49ers have moved down in front. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Gold with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And finishing it off with a touchdown run was Jordan Howard. Gold now out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Back onto the field now comes the wideout Antonio Brown. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Handoff comes to Hyde. Had the nifty footwork, but only able to get it to his own 20. The tackle by Eric Armstead.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. A good pickup there at 22. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
Let's go, Knight.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He goes full extension, and he's got it. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Partner, if you and I were playing quarterback in this one, we would be really confident right now throwing it to him, wouldn't we?
Yeah, he's been spectacular. He's just saying, hey, I was all state. I'll make it rain out here. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Solomon Thomas there on the tackle.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Brown. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, You really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Hyde down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. And he will find his man on the outside. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Roethlisberger now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. Here's Hyde. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
They'll run. Hyde. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action throw.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 8. And some room to maneuver. And that should give his guys a spark. He's up all the way to the 44-yard line.
Well, someone wasn't very happy about that game being tied up. They came right back at him with a big-time return, They want to get back out in front as fast as possible.
Jordan Howard and the rest of the offense heading back out there. They'll be looking to get in the end zone again. Had the touchdown, as you see, last drive on 4 carries. And during the break, we were looking at some of the replays from the previous drive. Really good holes created, great space.
Yeah, I like the observation you had, though, during that break about, okay, they've got to do something to slow down their runners. So is it bringing in more defensive linemen? Is it dropping in extra linebackers? What are you going to do? Personally, I'm going to take my safety and drop him into the box. I'm going to have at least 7 in there until he shows that he can beat me through the air. Yeah. I've got to slow down the running game.
I was just going to say, you'll take the exposure in the passing game over the top until you can prove that you can stop the running game.
Sometimes you go cold because you haven't thrown it in a while. Let's see if he can heat up again.
Room here to run. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school at one of my offensive line teams.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Bud Dupree in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd, and he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first, and it's 3rd down now.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost, and now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So out comes the field goal team once more. From the left hash, this from 34. And Gold is able to put it through. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. Another drive bogs down, but for the 4th time, they're able to escape with 3 points.
And this last one gives them the lead, so that's a good thing. And they've needed every one of these field goals, but it has to feel good to them to know the confidence is there. If we do bog down, they'll give us 3 points.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, They have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Here's Brad Wing now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
They go with Howard again. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And able to find Garcon. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That's good for a Niner first down. Garoppolo to Garcon.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. A give left side to Howard. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Again, it's Howard. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Looking for Garcon. He's got it. Touchdown 49ers. Pierre Garcon. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the 49ers add on to their lead. And when the quarterback drops and has a guy that wide open in the end zone, his eyes have to get just as big as grapefruits.
Oh, without a doubt. And this is the easiest throw you're going to get, and you're going to get the benefit of a touchdown on top of it. Make that throw.
Now Gold for the extra point. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So the drive there took off by a touchdown for San Francisco. Gold now out to kick it away. Sutton now to return. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Pass interference. Defense.
Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's second down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
Third down, Carlos Hyde. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jordan Howard and the rest of the offense heading back out there. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there's going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Niners on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Here we go, here we go. Wait,
To throw, it's Garoppolo. They'll set up the screen to Howard. Shifts by him at the 25. Oh, and the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties. No.
First
Yeah,
down.
we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10.
3 down. Wait, 20.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Gold is able to put it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So yet another field goal to end the drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
On the return, it's Washington. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Brown. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Eric Armstead in there to sack him for a loss of 6. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And there's a man they call AB, always a volume receiver. He gobbles up catches. Holds a number 2 and number 4 spots for most receptions in a season in NFL history. And in 2015, just 7 catches shy of setting the single-season mark for most receptions, currently held by Marvin Harrison, a Hall of Famer.
He had 136 catches that year on the heels of 129 the season before. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he finds McDonald. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. So they did not bring pressure, and turns out probably a bad idea.
Yeah, he had time to stand in the pocket and deliver a strike. So I'm wondering if they're going to note that, and next time just go ahead and bring that pressure.
Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Roethlisberger will throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. When tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man. They go screen pass to Hyde. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Now we have Hyde still on the ground here. Staying down after that last play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. And McDonald here over the middle. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a 1st down. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's McDonald. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well.
Personal foul.
I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all. And now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Ben to throw again. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
He'll get it up the middle, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Carlos Hyde, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Point after here coming up. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. A 10-play drive that time. And it was capped off by a Carlos Hyde touchdown run. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
Hey, boys, got 4 down. Here we go.
On 3rd down, this is Howard. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. Here comes Ben Roethlisberger and the Steeler offense back onto the field. This is something we've seen many times over the course of his career. Can he pull off another fourth-quarter comeback?
And it's very strange, isn't it? Because when it's a player of this magnitude, even though the guys on defense have the lead and are sitting in the best spot, they're maybe the most nervous people in the stadium because they've seen this happen to too many people before, too many teams. They've got to find a way to shut him down.
Here we go again for the grizzled vet. He's back to throw. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out.
Offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Back to throw. Throw left side taken in by Washington. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And you can just about put this one in the win column for the 49ers. here come the 49ers. They have the 3-point lead. Defense did their job. Now, late game, although it looks good, you know the coaches, they have this is a victory, yeah.
I agree with you totally. Big applause for the defense, but no one is taking care of the football.
And they'll try to close it out now. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Down to a knee for the 49ers. This one about to be on ice. So here we go, Charles, third down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So with that need, 3 weeks in the books, and they creep above 500 now at 2-1.
You know, I played with a guy once after taking a knee at the end of the game, and he came in and grabbed the equipment manager and said, make sure you wash that spot, you know, special, because I just took a knee for a win. That tells you guys enjoy that, because getting a win, no one takes it for granted.
So they'll come up first and 10. The game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Niners, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore